So about last night. Last night was unfortunate. It was an unfortunate ending for the Florida Panthers. Um, we played our best hockey. Carolina played their best hockey, and they somehow just barely pulled off at the end with Sebastian Aho's goal, which he was assisted by Jesper Fast, his ninth assist of the season, and Andrei Skeshnikov. That's how you say it, right? That's his 21st assist. Sebastian Aho's 21st goal of the season. That's right at 19 seconds left of the game. That is a walk off. That is it. Pretty much game over. Now for the rest of the game. Now that I explained the game-winning goal, I want to talk about everything else. We go to the first period. It's a playoff atmosphere type, and you can already tell it is a playoff atmosphere type of game. Carolina wanted blood. They absolutely wanted blood. So at the end of the first period, they took out Matthew Tkachuk, gets sandwiched. He literally gets sandwiched. And the referee did not call it. Now, they're saying it's a clean hit. Everything's all clean. Everything's fine. Everything's all fine. But then Matthew Tkachuk is so hurt that he will not wind up playing for the rest of the game. And Forsling got hurt too. What pisses me off with no ends is what I'm about to show you. As I'm going to try to get there. And this is going to be credited to the people who run their Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. It's literally credited by them. So don't take it from me. Take it from them. As, of course, I can't find it. But anyway. I got an idea. So what happened was Tkachuk wound up not playing for the rest of the game. Carolina's Bally Sports site, wherever you want to say, they called something that took us on edge, to say the least. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it right now because I literally want to show you this. I want to show you this. So this is Bally Sports Canes, right? This is Bally Sports Canes. Now the commentators of Bally Sports Hurricanes calls it invigorating that Tkachuk gets hurt. The definition of invigorating is giving strength to something with passion and getting stronger, right? It's something along the lines of getting stronger or getting inspired or some crap like that. With this injury, it gives the Hurricanes the advantage to play better hockey. Basically, you're saying it's a great thing Matthew Tkachuk is hurt. That way we have a fighting chance. That is a low blow. And the Hurricanes fans, and I'm not saying all of them, and I'm going to gladly call them out. Some of them celebrated the fact that Tkachuk is hurt. And they defend the commentators saying it is invigorating. And they have the audacity saying, if you actually listen to them carefully and pay attention to what they're saying, you would know that's not what they're implying. Meanwhile, the other half of the Hurricanes fans is celebrating the fact that it is true. Tkachuk is hurt. Fuck that scumbag. Fuck him. What he did to us in the playoffs. We're going to kick their little Panther cat asses with that injury. Awesome. He's hurt. That is the other side of the Hurricanes fans. I'm not saying all. I am literally not saying all. I think the teams are great, but when you celebrate an injury to the other opposing side, that is a POS thing to do. It's a piece of shit thing to do. How would you like it if the Panthers commentators, Steve Goldstein, Randy Mueller, how would you like it if Sebastian Aho gets hurt and then we call it invigorating? How would you feel if they went that low to say that about Sebastian Aho? You would be pissed off too, right? You see my point? You see my point? You see my point here. Anyway, That is a low blow thing to say from the commentators. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. All right. Now, there was a penalty against the Hurricanes at the end of the first period. It was Jack Drury who gets called for tripping against Lundell. That's an easy call to make. Florida goes on a power play, and the power play would be wind up killing off at the beginning of the second period. No goal. In the second period alone, it was a clean period. For the most part, it is a clean period. No penalties at all. But we did start off with a power play in which that wound up being killed off. So I should point out the as I should have done it earlier. It is Bobrovsky on net, taking on the Hurricanes, if I could get there. Preiter Kocheskov. That is the goalie matchup here. Both goalies are absolutely spontaneous, absolutely brilliant, saving pucks, becoming a brick wall, and literally Bobrovsky doing everything he possibly can to carry the Florida Panthers. He really makes the best saves like ever. There was one save. From Bobrovsky, number 88. I believe number 88 was Nate Cass for the Hurricanes. Basically, Bobrovsky had to stick his leg out from that far, right there, and that was saved. Greatest save I've seen this season. And that goes for a lot of that goes for so many saves that he has made with the Florida Panthers, including this season alone. So we learned at that point Tkachuk and Forsling would not come back for the rest of the game. So they had to pull out. They had to mix stuff up. So you have Loserinen out on the ice for a little bit longer than he needs to be. Mikola Kulikov out there, Lomberg out there. Our offensive weapons are still struggling to even find anything. Now that ends the second period, scoreless still. Third period rolls along. There was a penalty that finally was called. Initially, there was no call on Jordan Staal, but there was a blatant follow through, high sticking against Nick Cousins, and I understand Nick Cousins might be a piece of shit, but for you to do that and hurt somebody like that, it's a double. That is a double minor all the way, and they didn't call it. They didn't call it initially, but the referees got together. They determined that it is a double minor high sticking, so that was a good call. So Hurricanes fans don't like it. I don't care. It's a good call. It's a good call to make. Now, during this 4-minute double minor power play, their best friends is the goalpost. So Loserine hits the post. A little bit later, after more shots getting hit the post, it is just brutal. We couldn't get anything in, and then finally, the first power play for the Carolina Hurricanes was Dmitry Kulikov getting called for a hold on Jordan Staal. That is an unfortunate because that is their first power play, but that penalty was killed off pretty easily. They keep clearing it out, and we don't have to say much about it. Now, Sam Bennett with the wrist shot that was saved by Kochekov. And then with a few minutes left of the game, Loserinen scores the tip-in. However, the Hurricanes challenged this for an offside, and they determined that it was offside. And it's unfortunate that it was on offside because that would have given us a fighting chance to even steal this win against the Hurricanes, and we just couldn't do it. But this gets called off. I'm pretty upset about that. Fights broke out. More fights broke out in the third period. More fights were getting broke out at that point alone. And then Ekblad and then Rodriguez too, it hit the post in this period alone. And then with 1 minute left of the game, Aaron Ekblad almost wins it. It hits the right post. It is just so unlucky, so frustrating. And then the low blow is that Sebastian Aho goal. Yeah. There was no challenge. They called a timeout because they pulled off Bobrovsky for the rest of the game to even try to get down the ice to try get this game tying goal, but that did not work at all as Montour went at it with Brett Pesce. And also, how would you like it if we called invigorating with Pesce, Stahl, Aho? I'm just saying. Anyway, the game ends 1-0 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Just an unfortunate end for the Hurricanes. I will say this, though. Despite all that's happened, this was a really good game. I'm not angry at the fact that we lost. I'm angry at the fact that they celebrated the injury of our players. Just cold. So, but despite all that, it is still a good game. Injuries happen, yada yada, but you gotta make the call anyway. But even still, this was a good game to watch. Fairly entertaining. And what's worse is this ends a historic streak for the Florida Panthers, ending the road victories at 11. This could have been 12 if they didn't call off Los Reyes' tip-in goal. If Rodriguez made that shot, if Ekblad made that shot, that would have been it. But, oh well. Carolina Hurricanes is still a great team. I am going to say that. However, the pettiness of that commentary and a few portions of the fan base, and yes, I am going to call it out. I understand. We are guilty of some of the bullshit that we bring out in the NHL. All fan bases are toxic, right? There are some just so low, so pathetic to celebrate Tkachuk injury. Is he a piece of shit? Probably, but don't you dare celebrate an injury to other teammates, because that's going to come back and that's going to bite you in the rear end. I'm telling that right now. Now, there is one more thing I could say that I will recap. At the end of this game, all hell broke loose. There was a brawl for Brandon Montour, beating the crap out of Brett Pesce, Pesce beating up Montour. It is just an all-out battle near the end of the game. In front of the benches, too. Montour was so pissed, he was calling out Carolina Hurricanes players off the bench to, come on, let's go. I want to beat you up. I want to you up. Come off. I want to fight you. It got heated. Oh, and the Carolina Hurricanes ex said, game over, go home. Okay, but I'll go home with the Eastern Conference trophy. That's something that you can't even get in the past 20 years. Yeah, that's it. You had one Stanley Cup within these 20 years. What happened since then? At least we made it to the Stanley Cup. Did we win the cup? No, but at least we made it. They're going to argue saying, hey, win a cup. Win a cup. That's the only argument they can come up with at this point. That is the only argument they can ever come up with at this time. Do you have a Stanley Cup? No. But we're in the right direction for a Stanley Cup. And it doesn't change that we swept y'all in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I will say this. For those who say, go home, we won. I would have said, go home, we won the Eastern Conference Finals. The fact that your coach, that coach would challenge they would challenge this goal at the Eastern Conference Finals. And for it to be a clean goal. It's pettiness. Absolutely pettiness. You don't think we won a cup? We won a cup. But unfortunately, not everything will not be how it is. It is the way it is. We have to earn it. We're not giving it at all. Anyway, let's go to the team stats really quickly. Everything was right for the Florida Panthers. Literally everything was right except for the W, except for the loss. We have more shots than they do. We have more hits than they do. We have more face-off wins, and that's key. That's really key. And our face-off percentage is dominant. We have 3 power plays, and only had 1. And one of them was a double minor. So, No shorthanded goals. We have more penalties, sure. So the penalties even out. We have more block shots than they do. They do have more takeaways than we do. That's might won them the game is the takeaways, and they do have more giveaways. The biggest issue was our defensive up front. The injuries did hurt us, but I'm not making an excuse. We had them right in our grasp with those goal posts not being friendly to us. And to be fair, the shots did hit the post, but even still, it sucks. It sucks. It is what it is. You can't win them all. It is a good game. It was a really good game, I will say, but just an unfortunate ending. Stars of the game, though, I will tell them is Borytar Kokashkov. That's the goalie. He has 1 star, so honestly, that was well deserved. Florida was everywhere. He has saved 45. That's 1,000% save percentage because we had shot all 45 on goal. Sebastian Aho gets 2 goals because he has a walk off, and Andrei Skeshnikov. I can't pronounce it. I do apologize. I'm not good with names. He gets 3 stars because he was. We'll save that for Saturday. The goal horn. Anyway, he gets that walk-off assist to Sebastian Aho, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for this game, and unfortunate ending. Playoff-type atmosphere. They act like they won a cup, so be it. But anyway, guys, that's good to do for this one. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content anyway, because Miami teams you guys are back, and when it does, hit me right there with your favorite entertainment you deserve. I do apologize for this video coming out later than expected. I explained it all last night. Our next game is tomorrow against the Washington Capitals at home. And tonight's Heat basketball. I'm excited to watch, despite having a pretty mediocre season. But anyway, guys, that's good to it. I'll see you guys tonight. Good night, everybody.